Snipers, you have to see what's happening. The Bitcoin price right now is the DXY is finding resistance exactly as we predicted at 114, a multi-year resistance level, causing Bitcoin to get back above the previous weekly open at 19,417. There's some very clear schematics on the charts that we have to talk about. And you can see I have all of my lights on right now, but in the next few hours, all of the power will be going out with a Category 4 hurricane coming directly above my home here in Florida. The eye of the hurricane is actually on path to literally come right above me. I'll probably get some great photos of that, but that didn't stop me from getting out this emergency video. So the next 2 hours, I will be experiencing power outages. Hopefully I can get another video out tomorrow, but let's dive straight into the chart, Snipers, because the DXY down 2 points in the past 12 hours. Not a surprise for those that have been tuned in to the Snipers channel, the #1 cryptocurrency technical analysis on the internet. We knew the DXY was approaching a multi-year resistance level. So what does this mean for equity markets and Bitcoin? Well, notice this right now. We have record number of retail shorts and puts, and that's at major horizontal support here for the SPX. So there could potentially be a short squeeze coming here soon. Notice this right here. The number of stocks above their 50-day moving average has crossed below 5%. This has happened only 7 times since 2000, and each one of these instances generated a positive 12-month return. So what does this mean for Bitcoin right now? Testing the most important level, Snipers, 19,417 is the previous weekly open. Getting above 19,417 opens up the door for Bitcoin to potentially come towards 24,000 US dollars. And notice this as well. If we go into the 4-hour chart where we like to look for confirmation, we now have our first full 4-hour candle above 19,417. So at this point, it's going to be important to see the candle symmetry here. But so far, I would say that the candle symmetry coming above this level has been pretty good here with this bullish continuation 4-hour candle, this indecision candle with a nice bullish wick, and now we're fully above this level. Hopefully we can see this 4-hour candle turn green here in the next 25 minutes, but this is the most important level. And then of course above that is the 2018 previous all-time high, 19,800, which you can see is acting as a resistance right now as well. And so Bitcoin is certainly showing the early signs of a potential rescue operation being above 19,417. But if we do get back below this level, it will turn into a resistance level. And then that could potentially open up the door back towards 17,204. And what we'd expect there is a potential double bottom, as we've been talking about, a bear trap, and potentially a lower low. But what's happening to the DXY right now? We saw that the UK announced some new monetary policy today, and in reaction to that, we're starting to see the DXY find resistance here. It's not a surprise. We were monitoring this area of interest here at 114 for the DXY. We knew that we were potentially going to find a pullback here for the DXY to calm down. And why is this level significant here for the DXY? Well, just notice how the DXY here found resistance multiple times in the past, dating back towards 2008. And so it's also not a coincidence that right now we're seeing the number of stocks above their 50-day moving average that have crossed below 5% right now only happen in the past, bear markets like in 2000. And so right now, we're certainly at an area where the DXY could start to calm down. And what is that doing for the S&P 500? Where the S&P 500 did see a move to the upside today. Just notice how we had a green daily candle close. And so it looks like there is a potential slowdown here where we're not going to be continuing further down, and that we could potentially have this double bottom here in place. Now, if Bitcoin were to just copy the schematics of the S&P 500, that means that it could still potentially come back down to test the demand zone at 17,204. And so we just want to keep that in mind. A confirmation of that is going to be staying below 19,417. But if we're above it, then that opens up the door to the upside targets. 20-week moving average, by the way, is sitting right around 22,000 right now. And so it would be nice for Bitcoin to come and test that 20-week moving average because we've yet to really test it inside of this consolidation. All of those scenarios are on the table with Bitcoin above 19,417. Let's talk about Ethereum and some other revolving parts, and we'll wrap up this update before the power goes out. Ethereum, you can see, not as strong as Bitcoin right now. 1344 is the major resistance. That's the previous weekly open. Getting above 1344 opens up the door to 1440 and then opens up the door to 1760. And so let's continue to monitor this. Staying below 1344 keeps the door open to potentially go below $1,000 US. And so that's why it's extremely important right now to monitor Ethereum at this level. And then the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart pulling back a bit, which is why it's not showing as much strength as Bitcoin, but it's still maintaining support here above its previous weekly open. So nothing to be worried about just yet. For Ethereum to Bitcoin, 65,000 Satoshi level is the most important area there for that chart. You can see the VIX down 7% today with the news from the UK. That's very positive there. Futures markets are in the red right now, but not too far in the red, so nothing to be worried about. Their total market cap at $900 billion, trying to reclaim that $1 trillion level, sitting at the midpoint of its range. Very similar to Bitcoin, right? We're just pretty much showing indecision at the midpoint of a large range, right? For Bitcoin, the range is 24,000, 17,000. For the total market cap, it's 1.1 trillion to 700 billion, and we're just sitting right in the middle. So a lot of indecision shown there. Japan is down 1.5% right now, so that's an early look at how markets are looking there for their Thursday. And so that's something of note. And then other than that, we did have a pretty positive day in the equity markets today. A lot of stocks up 2%, 3%, 4%, but of course, a lot of them saw a lot of declines over the last few days and weeks. So this was a much needed relief rally. But I think the most important thing that we want to emphasize right now is the fact that the DXY did find resistance where it was supposed to find resistance. So remember, snipers, the charts are black and white. What can happen fundamentally can change on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, but the charts are fundamentals, right? The charts are black and white, and what we're seeing on the charts are extremely important right now. And because the DXY is finding resistance, we could expect potential slowdown with the downside right now in the equity markets and in Bitcoin. And so 19,417 is the most important level right now for Bitcoin. 17,204 is the massive support level. If we're below 19,417, if we're above it, 24,000 is on the table. And with that, let's continue to monitor the DXY and the S&P 500. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, snipers. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Once again, I will try my best to get a video update out to you guys. We haven't missed many videos over the last 5 years, but there is this major hurricane right now on its path towards me. And so right now it's a category 4. So let's see how that pans out. It is raining quite a bit outside right now. I know there are some reported power outages here in the area. So at any point in time, that could come here. So let's see what happens, snipers. Wish me luck. It ain't my first rodeo, so I've been through many of these, but they all bring different things. So let's see how this one turns out. Until next time, snipers, out.